Hello and welcome to Courgettes Kitchen Gardener. Here are my 10 seeds for the month of May, along with my 3 top tips and a quick tour of the garden and polytunnel. My 10 top seeds for this month are beans, including your French and runners, peas, summer and winter squashes, courgettes, pumpkins, sweet corn, and for your brassicas they would be cabbages, cauliflowers and kale. If you fancy giving something else a go, herbs are absolutely fantastic to grow from seed, and now is the perfect time to be doing that. We've had to quickly dip into the shed because we've got a bit of a rain shower going over. So here are my top 6 seeds for you guys to be sowing direct into the soil for this month. And they are swedes, salad crops, leeks, beetroot, carrots and spinach. My 3 top tips for the month are: number 1, mound up your potatoes when they are 9 inches above the soil. Number 2, don't be too eager to plant out your French beans or anything that's really tender, courgettes, sunflowers, because like what we had a beautiful weather last week. This week we've had that snap of cold. We can still potentially have a snap of cold all the way up until the end of May. So if you can, make sure that you've hardened your plants off sufficiently enough to then be able to plant them outside, and just try and hold off that planting until the end of the month. Tip number 3 is keep an eye out for sawfly. Usually they're not due until May, but I've noticed that we're starting to get more and more infestations in April. And as you can see, I've got this beautiful healthy gooseberry here, and this one that has been absolutely decimated by the sawfly. Now, I'm an organic gardener and I try not to use any sprays even though they may be organic, but as a last ditch attempt I will use pyrethrum. But please make sure you read the labels, protect yourself and protect your beneficial insects within your garden by spraying at the right time in the day, which is early in the morning and preferably when it's cloudy, so your beneficial insects are likely not to be out in the numbers that they are on a beautiful sunny day. And if you can, try and catch this early, and then you can pick off the caterpillars, squidge any eggs that you see. But like I say, organic sprays are always a last ditch attempt for me. Hopefully I've saved this. If not, I've still got these guys that will produce some fruit this year. So here I've got my early sensuay onions, which are looking absolutely fantastic. They've started to bulb out nice. And the benefits of sowing this early crop previous to winter is you get an early crop of onions before your main crop are ready to be harvested. I've got some onions under the EnviroMesh, which I sowed in January, and we planted those out. So here I've got cauliflower Maybatch, which is a particular cauliflower for overwintering, so I'm hoping that we get a nice early crop of cauliflowers, along with cabbages. I've just whacked in a few lovely hearting lettuces with a bit of spinach, and the whole rest of this bed is all brassicas. These are the leeks that we've just recently planted out. This is leek Stamford. I sowed these back in January. They're absolutely fantastic, and I'm hoping to get a really good crop out of these. I've got some onions that I've sown direct into the soil, along with other onions that I've seeded in seed trays. We've got beet leaf, so there's a lot of sowing that I've done direct into the soil for this month, including beetroot, lettuce, spinach. The broad beans haven't done too particularly well this year due to the fact that I wasn't able to get onto the estate because of lockdown, so unfortunately they stayed in their pots a little bit too long, but they're just about coming back, so I'm not losing hope on them just yet. All the potatoes are now in the ground, happy with that, and just waiting to mound them up. So the garlic is starting to look really good, and especially after this rainfall that we've had, all the plants in the garden and especially the weeds will be absolutely loving it. And this is the last of the leeks for the year. This is Northern Lights, which is why it's got a lovely blue purpley tinge to it. Absolutely beautiful looking leek. And we have got cabbages, spring cabbages here, which are in a very weedy bed. The one thing has been absolutely fantastic this year is the step over apple trees. They have been absolutely full with blossom. They've just started to go over now, but that was absolutely glorious, and I'm really gutted I didn't actually get a photo of it. The asparagus has done really well. I've got all the sunflowers in at the back there, so that was a big job done. And in the fruit cage, everything's looking pretty good, apart from the gooseberries getting the sawfly. So we are in the so-called hunger month, but I always find that even though we haven't got the crazy amounts of food that we normally have during the middle of the summer, there's still quite a bit. You've got asparagus, you've got the old leeks, bit of cabbage, there's still loads of herbs and crops from last year that are still pulled through now, and plenty of rhubarb. So I always find that the hunger gap, yeah, you don't have as much variety, but there is still plenty of food in the veg garden. So there's quite a lot still going on in the glass house. We've got dahlias, which were the cuttings. They're coming along nicely. We've got red celery, green celery underneath the bench with celeriac. I've started sowing and growing my basil. Got loads of peas in trays because obviously the mice like to eat them, so I prefer doing them to ensure that I get a crop. Cucumbers are coming on nicely now, and at the back we've got all of our sweetcorn crops. So I'm actually growing okra, which I haven't grown for quite a few years now, so I'm really excited about that. It's got a beautiful hibiscus-like flower, so I'm really excited to get some okra growing again. We've done loads of mint cuttings, and like I say, just loads more seeding salad crops that we can just get direct out into the soil. I sowed my giant pumpkins before the lockdown happened and before all of the horticultural shows were cancelled, but I'm still going to be growing my giant pumpkins just to see how big and if we can get it bigger than what it was last year. Thanks guys for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this video, and I will catch you on the next one.